4 years ago, I was working in a supermarket, working 10-hour days and making decent money in the UK. Decent money in the UK is around £1,200, um, which now seems like an absolute rip-off, right? But I thought it was decent money, but I was working 10-hour days in an environment I actually hated. I saw the other people around me who were higher up, who were making more money. They hated their job. They hated their life, didn't like it. They were settling. And in that moment, I realized I do not want to work a 9 to 5 for someone else who tells me what to do because I hated listening to other people. I just wanted to be creative. I wanted to be a musician. I wanted to be a songwriter. I just wanted to create. And from that moment on, after I got let go, because our contract was up, I decided I'm never working a job again. That was 4 years ago, and I haven't worked an in-person job since then. I decided to go to university instead to buy myself time. I did a songwriting course, and I did that for about 2 years or a year, and it was actually 2 years. But halfway through the second year, I realized actually this is not what I want to do. I've just bought myself more time so I won't have to work, but inevitably I am going to have to go back to a job if I don't do something, right? Because I'm relying on student loans. Now I decided, what can I do? How can I escape this reality in the UK in an environment I didn't like, where the weather was cold and bad, and I didn't like the actual environment, the kind of mindset that people had there. So what can I do? Well, there was an opportunity to go to a study abroad year in different places. And one of those places happened to be Florida. So I sent in my application and they accepted me and I was buzzing. Okay. I got that application around 3 years ago. I was buzzing. I went there and it was genuinely life changing. I met a girl there that would have been my future wife if I could have stayed longer there. She's engaged now, so happy wishes to her. But I had a genuinely great time because I was experiencing fantastic weather, great people, smiley people, people who genuinely enjoyed life. And that was very, very strange compared to being in the UK where it was all about drinking, smoking, and kind of just getting through the weekend. But in the US, it was very different. It was more freedom. And I love that about that environment. So that really pushed me to actually want and desire that reality. So ever since then, I came back after my year abroad and I quit university. I said, no longer do I want to do this, something I don't enjoy in an environment I don't want to be. I have to move to a new place. I bought a biz up, a fitness coaching biz up, a business opportunity for around 9K. And I thought that would be it because I was already fit. I was always getting compliments on my physique and I ate very well. I was very, very disciplined over the years, which I built up. And I thought I'd do a fitness training program online. It didn't do well. It didn't do well at all, but I did actually stick with it for a long time, around 6 months of consistently turning up every single day. Now, the material they were giving me was not good. It was outdated. It was around 5, 6, maybe even 7 years old. And the coaching was fine. I had a great performance coach, but the material wasn't there. You couldn't really succeed unless you put money into ads, which I did not have. Obviously, the whole point of that was to create an income so that I could live anywhere in the world and work from online. So I decided, okay, this is not working. I moved to Thailand and I lived a new experience there, new kinds of living. It was very, very cheap to live there as well. So I could survive on barely any money. And I stayed there for 6 months and it was completely a perspective shift, another new environment. Again, coming back from after leaving the UK, going to Thailand where the weather is great, the people are super friendly and nice. It's called the sunshine country or something like that for a reason, right? Because people are genuinely happy there because of the environment. And that really opened up my eyes. The environment is such a massive thing for happiness. And if you are in the UK, that's absolutely fine. And if you enjoy it there, but I'm just not willing to settle myself there. I'm not willing to live that kind of life. So, okay, I'm in a position now, 2 years ago or a year ago, where I know that I want to work and make money online. It's non-negotiable so that I can travel. I understand the environment is a massive, massive thing. Okay, so how do I actually make money? Well, I realized one thing whilst I was in Thailand is one thing I've always enjoyed was sales. So I did a actual semester in Florida for about 3 months, which I loved. And I was actually quite decent at, coming from kind of no sales background. I was actually quite decent at and really, really enjoy it. So I was thinking, okay, maybe I should become a salesperson. So I've already sold a few things, obviously, like my training programs and stuff like this over Zoom calls. but I didn't have to have the hassle of working a full business in terms of content, in terms of creating the programs of fulfillment, all of this stuff, right? So I thought, okay, I'll just become a salesperson, take commission over everything I sell, and I don't have to worry about anything else. And once I decided that, within 5 days, I landed the role with no prior experience of selling to anyone else. It was a fitness role, and it was a very low ticket fitness training program. It was 6 months for around £1,200, which is around $1,500. It was really nothing. And I was selling to mostly mothers who barely had money to themselves, who wanted to change, and they had very limiting mindsets. And that's something I realized about the UK is the very limited mindset a lot of people have, because they are just settling. That's kind of what I loved about the US. Is very free, and people just do what they want and actually chase their dreams. Whereas in the UK, it was a very limiting mindset and belief, which I never really took away. So that was kind of one of the first instances where I felt I was quite different in that environment. But I was selling to these people. It was hard. It wasn't easy for sure, because of financials of the people, and also because of the limiting beliefs. But I joined that program, and I was there for about 5 6 months, actually selling. Then I realized I needed better sales skills. So what did I do? I invested around 5K or around 6K into my skill set, which I trained for around 4.5 months of consistent training, turning up every single day, 2 hours a day on live sessions, watching pre-recorded or recorded sessions from the past every single day, role playing with other people in the program to practice my skills. And it was genuinely a full-time job. Now, that was a period when I wasn't making money, but it was actually the most fulfilling part of it so far in this journey, because I was so dedicated and disciplined and consistent every single day. I didn't even want to do anything else. I didn't want to go out. I was late to my birthday party because I was getting one of my calls reviewed. Right. So I was very, very dedicated. I didn't even care about my birthday party or my birthday. Is just going at it because of the vision that I had for myself. Okay. So once that happened, I landed a few roles, and obviously, look, I did decent, but at the same time, I also got kind of fucked over, if I can say that, right? Because I didn't get paid out for a bunch. I got scammed out of a bunch of money as well, like people not paying for my sales, stuff like this. So it was a very tough journey so far. But I never gave up. And that's the number one thing. I see a lot of people in this space and in other areas of their life give up. I've seen people in the fitness biz up give up too early, even though it's what they wanted to do. I realized it's not what I wanted to do. And I wouldn't describe that as giving up. It was a change of direction in terms of still going from towards my goals, but not just giving up, not just saying, I'll stop this for a while and then I'll stop something else. No, it's just genuinely changing direction within the day, rather than people who give up, right? And who stop trying so hard, who are no longer willing to invest in themselves because of the past and past experiences. Because you can say to yourself all of these limiting beliefs of, I got fucked over in the past, I got scammed in the past, I didn't get paid out on different offers I've been on, you know, that girl rejected me or whatever. All of these beliefs, and you identify yourself as that kind of person who doesn't deserve it, who doesn't give up, who it just doesn't work out for them. But the other side of that is the kind of guy I've built of myself, who keeps going, who doesn't give up, who understands the opportunities out there. And the biggest, I guess, failure for me would be understanding the opportunity and giving up and not going for it. That's why I will continue to keep going no matter what happens, how many failures come on and obstacles come on, because I know what's out there. And people understand this and stop because they believe they can't do it because it's too hard. I hear that a lot. It's too hard. It's like it's not meant to be easy. The journey is not easy. If it was easy, everyone would be there, right? That's why you see people grinding their young life away to be able to have the freedom they want, to create that kind of freedom. That's why I'm willing to do that. And it also comes with the balance aspect of balancing out your life in terms of, I've done it. I've had periods where I've locked in completely. For example, the sales training, right? So 8 hour days. It was basically a 9 to 5. I was training all day. All I would do is train, maybe go for a walk outside. Other than that, I would stay inside and train, right? So it's kind of unhealthy, but at the same time, it was necessary. But then you can't do that for a long amount of time because you genuinely go crazy, and your social aspect of your life gets a lot of it gets kind of destroyed in a way, right? So you have to build it back up. And that's what I was missing out for a long time, and I needed to have my life back. So what did I decide to do? I decided I would go to Brazil and actually work on my social life whilst working online. Now, my offer that I was on slowed down tremendously. So, I was making decent money just before I came, and then it made less and less and less money as the months went by because the offer was kind of dying, right? So that was an opportunity there for me to take control, which I tried, which I've been on a few offers that didn't work out and just weren't as expected. But still, I decided I needed that balance. Otherwise, I would go crazy. I still have to live my life as a young man rather than just go crazy and go at this for who knows how long. Because I've been in this game for 3 years in terms of trying to make money online and living wherever I want and create the kind of freedom that I want for myself. Okay, so now I have that balance. I'm in Brazil, or at least I was in Brazil, in 4 months. And I really locked in, but also have the balance of enjoying social life, relationships, experiencing things I haven't experienced before. I realized, wow, this is the life. However, I don't have the freedom I want. So I have to continue to keep going in order to actually achieve that lifestyle, the lifestyle I want. And it's about you have to keep going in order to achieve that goal, right? It's a kind of endless cycle for me at the moment. I don't know if there is a point where you say, okay, I've made it. Finally, I can kind of not feel guilty about, not putting in as much time in, right? Because even now, even though I have the balance of weekends, I still think about, oh, I should be working, or I could be working, or, I could be learning and training and all of this stuff. And that guilt is there. But how do you remove it? It's by achieving your goal, because you have to keep going. Because if you don't actually achieve that goal, you have the guilt. You can say to yourself, oh, at least I've tried. Or you haven't tried hard enough. You haven't kept going for long enough. Most people I see in this space give up too early. I've seen people give up on the business, like I said, on the fitness offer, I guess fitness training, coaching offer. I've seen people give up in sales way too early after a month, 2 months, 3 months. And that does no good to you or to anybody in your life, in your family. For your family, it does nothing good to you. It just damages your identity and reality. So that's why you just keep going, no matter what, no matter what kind of obstacles come across, because you take full responsibility of your life, right? It's the responsibility frame of I am completely responsible for the kind of future I create. I am responsible for the kind of actions and habits that I intake. I am responsible for the way I approach life and I go at life. And I'm responsible to take care of my family's life. So these kind of thoughts, if you put yourself in that kind of identity, align with you and your actions. And that's what I would say is the reason I haven't given up and I won't give up. And I truly believe that. Because on the other side of it, if I genuinely gave up, I would not be on this earth anymore. You can take that as you will. Okay, I either keep going until I die of old age, or I pass away, right? If I give up, because that's genuinely the purpose of my life. And it's finding that purpose. It's the why behind it. Why do you have to keep going every single day to do this? Sometimes you forget. Sometimes you're in the thick of it. But it's like when you get that doubt and guilt and stuff like this, the anxiety and emotions and fear, it's like, why do I keep going? I keep going to take care of myself, to live the life that I want, take care of my family. So these kind of thoughts is what helps me keep going. These kind of thoughts are what helps you not give up and continue to go on this path, take care of my family, to take control of my future rather than let it control me and let my life control me. Look, I don't have much money now, but I still make it happen. Most people would say, I can't make it happen, even though it's possible. Nothing is genuinely impossible. There are always ways to figure out how to get something, how to get money, how to reach a certain contact, how to get a certain person to get a conversation with. There is always ways to figure it out. And that's the principle of sales. It's like, even if you don't have the money, how much do you want it? What are you willing to do in order to get the training that you need in order to actually achieve the lifestyle that you want? Those are the core principles. Like, what are you genuinely willing to do to achieve the life that you want? It's an extremely, extremely powerful way to think, because I'm willing to find the resources. I'm willing to give it my all. I'm willing to put the time, commitment, and energy into anything I do, because I know how powerful it is to be able to be in that position where I can look back and say, wow, I'm a bad motherfucker. I did it, you know? And that's why I would say, just like, if you paint out your why, if you keep going, if you don't let negative emotions control you, then you are genuinely on your path to changing your identity and becoming the kind of person that you want to be and the kind of person your family deserves around them as well. I hope this video helped. Give it a like if you liked it. And if you want to see more, give it a subscribe. See you guys later.